are on YouTube. And I will explain a bit about how the TNT works. It's first time to, let me see. TNT is a platform to talk in English in any level, to begin or advanced level. You can talk in English, French, Spanish, and so on languages here. It is not a class. It's just a conversation for improving and gaining confidence to talk in English. Be careful and respectful everybody, okay? Now we are on YouTube, online on YouTube. It's a broadcast, and if you wanna know a bit more about how TNT works, go in this website. Let me put it on for you. Just a minute. This website. Today we gonna talk about movie industry. Just a minute, I will put the questions on the chat. Questions on the chat. 1 minute. Can you receive the questions? No. Can you receive now? Can you? Oh. It's okay. Okay,
Teacher,
guys.
I can see a question in chat.
Okay, I now that's right. First of all, we go and talk. We present ourselves. Okay, I will start. I'm a Deborah. I'm a 26. I live in Alfenas, state of Minas Gerais, for studies. I study pharmacy, and I will graduate in few months. I like to travel, essentially around Brazil. Of course, if I could, I wish I could to go out in another country, but now it's not possible. I love cats, dogs. I have a bunch of animals in my house. And I think that, yeah, I think that's it about me. How about you, Valkyria?
My name is Valkyria. I live in São Paulo. I am 34 years old. I've been married in 15 years. I have one daughter. I have one dog. I study English to 8 months. My free time, I like to listen music. I like this with my family and my friends. Watch movie and reading good book. Today is my first immersion. I confuse, I am a little nervous, but I need to improve my English. That's me about for me.
That's great. You are great.
Thank you.
Andrea, can you present yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Andrea. I am 45 years old. I was born in São Bernardo do Campo, but I've been living in Guarujá since my 7 years, I think. I am married. I don't have kids. In my free time, I like listening to music, cook, and drinking some wine.
Oh, drink wine is good.
Yeah.
Larissa, can you present yourself, please?
Sorry, é meu celular. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Larissa. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Salvador, Bahia, and I live with my family. I have one brother and one doggy, and I nurse study. I like to read the books to active. In my free time, I like to sleep too. And that's it.
Once I wanted to be a nurse either, so it's great. Let me see. Breno, can you present yourself, please?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Breno. I'm 30 years old. I'm married. I have no kids by now, but maybe next year or so. I work as a videographer. So my main field is work with photography and video, producing videos for companies and in every field. I am from São Luís, Maranhão, but I've been living in different cities since I graduate from publicity and advertising. I lived in Curitiba, Paraná, but I also lived in Ceará. And it's a pleasure to be here today talking to you. I love dogs, and I like to watch movies, especially documentaries, and play video games when I have time. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing and helping me with the question on the chat. Thank you, Breno. Let me choose. Diane, can you present yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, nice to meet you guys. My name is Diane. I'm 23 years old. I live in São Paulo, capital. I study psychology. I am in the 4th year now. I have a dog called Pandora. I live with my boyfriend. In my free time, I like to read books too. I like to visit cultural places here in São Paulo. That's it, I guess. And I've been participating in TNT for 1 month. So I started last month.
Do you like TNT?
Yes, I try my best to join every day, but it's been great to join the classes, the immersions.
Thank you. Maybe everybody answer right. Guys, let's start with the first question. Do you think that movies from different cultures can teach us about other cultures? Give some examples to support your answer. Diane, can you answer this question, please?
Yes, I do believe that movies can teach about other cultures, and because we can learn how people interact with each other, some habits, and also I forgot the word, but some things that they usually do, like on holidays or this kind of thing. And one example to support my answer, the first movie that comes to my mind when I think about this cultural exchange is the movie called Viva. Do you know? It's from Pixar, Disney, and it's a movie that occurs in Mexico. And the movie kind of teaches about that culture that has in Mexico, because they have a different approach of that and this kind of stuff. So they have a lot of rituals about that and this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's a movie made for children. So it's a soft movie. And I think that can teach us at the same time about this ritual that has in Mexico City. But that's it. How about you, Andrea?
Yes, I agree with you, Diane. I believe that movies can teach us about the cultures, and I would say that casamento grego, I don't know how to say in English, wedding grego, I don't know. I think it can show the, how can I say, the culture about the weddings in Greece, I don't know. And you, Valkyria?
Yes, I believe that movie can show different cultures and stories from various cultures. I believe it showed the really of their culture. For example, wars moving. How can I say guerra, war? Movie showed the really of wars. That's it. What about you, Larissa?
I agree with you guys. Other example, I get the movie the boy who, I don't know to say in English, o menino que descobriu o vento.
Oh,
Something. This movie can teach us about the region, Africa region, yes, and they suffered from the lack of water. It's very interesting.
And how about you, Breno?
Let me see if I understand the question right, because at the first sight, I think if the question is about countries that trying to represent their own culture, right? Because if they are talking about their own cultures, for sure they can teach us a lot. But if they are trying to represent another country, they are going to do that totally wrong. Because most of the time they are working around stereotypes. So, for example, when American movies tries to represent how was the culture in the 40s for movies with war thematics, for example, World War II, they're trying to put their idea about how the world was in that time. And we know that it's not true most of the time, so we have to be careful with that, because most movies has ideology involved. So we have to be careful and smart to separate things and to understand the message of each movie. But of course, we have good examples of movies that represent the culture very much. For example, in Brazil, we have Tropa de Elite, we have Ai Que Vida in Nordeste. There are good movies. I would say, for example, that movie, O Alto da Compadecida, it's kind of a movie that can represent the culture of Brazil, but they represent just a small piece of the culture of Brazil in a specific place, geographically, and in a specific time. But yeah, there is a lot of Brazilian movies that are really good as well that other countries could understand and learn from us. For example, O Homem que Copiava, and a lot of movies like that. But yes, but when it's the opposite, as I said, it's a total disaster because they don't know how to do that. An example of that was not the last, but the Fast and Furious #5, that they tried to represent the Brazil and like gangs in Brazil and everything like that, and they bring the Mexicans to Brazil. Was a total disaster because it was not that, Brazil is not that. But yeah, I think that's it.
I agree with Breno that in Brazil has many stereotypes. For example, not just about Brazilian people, but some regions, for example, north, south. In movies, we represent South in the same way, in the one way, not a different way. For example, when I saw the Simpsons, they represent Rio de Janeiro, and in one way that's not true. So I agree with Breno for many stereotypes, but of course, some movies represent so much about the culture. I like to watch animes, and there I learn a lot a lot about the culture. For example, which type of food we eat, and how they start a conversation and things like that. So I agree with this sentence. Let me see the second question. Does the film industry in your country make good movies? Give some examples. Let me. Andrea, can you answer this question, please?
Yes, I think our country have been improving a lot, and I will give some examples like Cidade de Deus, O Alto da Compadecida, Tropa de Elite, and there is a film, I forgot the name, with Fernanda Montenegro, about two daughters, no, irmã, I forgot the name, guys. A Vida Invisível. It's totally, I can't explain because I cried a lot with this film, and it's perfect. You need to see if you don't see. And you, Breno?
As you said, Tropa de Elite is a good movie as well. Just 1 and 2, they are my favorites. But I would add, for example, an old movie I saw when I was a teenager called Bicho de Sete Cabeças. It's a movie about mental illness. Not exactly mental illness, but how mental illness was treated at the time in the 90s. So it's with that guy,
Rodrigo Santoro.
Rodrigo Santoro, exactly. Thank you. So it's a really good movie. It makes me think a lot, and I like this kind of movie. This psychological, I think it's like that movies. I love documentaries a lot, but they are my favorite. This kind of movies. And what about you, Larissa?
I agree with you guys. I believe that the Brazilian industry movie that have potential for great films. Some movies I remember that the Dois Filhos de Francisco, I guess. I love this movie. And eu só lembro desse. Alto da Compadecida, Cidade de Deus, vocês já falaram. But I like Brazilian movie. I watch more series, Brazilian series. I don't know a lot of movies Brazilians, but I like to watch. And you, Valkyria?
And in my case, I don't like Brazilian cinema films, movie. Or even I just like Brazilian comedy. Film, the name of the film is If You, with Glória Pires e Tony Ramos. Se eu fosse você, I don't know. I don't like good film, good movie. That's it.
As a Valkyria said, I don't use it to watching videos filmed in Brazilian films, movies, but I love comedians in Brazil, as for example, Torrica, I love it, and Paulo Gustavo movies is Minha Mãe é uma Peça. Maybe that's it. I love it. Every movie with Paulo Gustavo. And how about you, Diane?
Well, in my case, I agree with you and Valkyria. And I don't like so much Brazilian movies, but I do agree that we have this ability to make good movies in general. And one of my favorite movies is one called Que Horas Ela Volta. It's amazing. Shows a little bit about the reality of housekeepers, domésticas in Brazil. And it's amazing. And I also agree that we have a lot of other ones like Cidade de Deus, O Alto da Compadecida, etc. But I still prefer foreign movies, but we do have great ones here too.
Yeah, I never seen this video or this movie, but I will looking for later because I love comedians. I love some Brazilian movies, but not every movie. Let me see the question number 3. What improvements in special effects have you noticed since you began watching movies? Larissa, can you answer this question, please?
Yes, I since began watching movies, I guess, special effects of fights and car crashes, batidas, car crashes, things flying too. It's better now. And that's it. I don't remember. And you, Andrea?
I think the special effects improving a lot. I don't know, the color, the quality, it's completely different. And nowadays we can, for example, if you stop to thinking in Titanic, the film, it's totally crazy the effects that there are in this film. It's amazing. And you, Diane?
I agree with you. I'm not an expert in this topic, but I think that I really like the scientific movies. So I noticed that some effects related to this science and fiction thing has improved a lot. For example, these effects that simulate the environment outside Earth, you know, like in space, in the universe, even these effects that simulates the reality moon, or even in Mars. I forgot how to say Mars in English. But anyway, this kind of effect has been improving a lot. So I agree. And how about you, Breno?
Besides all of those special effects, I would add this effect that caught my attention a lot when I am watching movies, because as a videographer, you work with special effects sometimes, and most of them are cliche because they are using in all kinds of action and adventure movies or inside movies as well, science fiction. Uh, but there is this special effect that I like, and it seems to be very recent for me. When, for example, the camera is filming a surface that is like a mirror, for example, because if you are in front of a mirror, you can see, yourself and every object that are reflected on that mirror. But they sometimes put the camera in front of some mirror, then you cannot see the mirror. So it's really nice how they do that, because for me it's hard to edit like that, and I'm impressed. So all the time I see something like that, because they hide the camera in a way that you cannot see the camera, but the camera is there for sure in some place, but it's just not showing on the mirror. That's it. And what about you, Valkyria?
In my case, I believe that the technology and the effects and the movies really improving. An example is the movie Avatar, amazing movie, and with one excellent technology. That's it.
In my case, I say the scenario, as Diane said, now it's more realistic than before, because it was so bizarre, some scenarios in the past, because they put some effects that it's not convenient in this in that context. But now they did some effects more realistic and better. For me, that's it. Let me see the question number 4. What is your all-time favorite movie? Valkyria, can you answer this question, please?
I am loving about the movie Marvel and the Disney movie. I love this movie. My last movie, I was the Wakanda Pantera Negra. Beautiful, magnificent movie. I love Marvel. I love Disney. And you, Diane?
In my case, I really like animation movies, from Pixar or things like that. So my favorite one is the movie called Soul. It's very recent, and I like this one because it's a movie that it's kind of a comedy for kids, but at the same time can approach like deep topics with a soft approach. He can talk. The movie talks about deep topics like that and this kind of stuff, but with a soft and a cool approach because it's made for kids. So I really like this movie also because I study psychology, so I like this kind of topics, but in general is my favorite one in this animation scenario. How about you, Andrea?
Guys, I really love my best friend's wedding. I don't know why, but I love this film, and also Titanic. It's my favorite. And you, Breno?
Take a note. There's these two movies that I like that I think that it would make you think a lot. They are called, the first one I'm gonna write right here is, I forgot the name of the movie. Can you believe that? Because it's hard to find a translate for it. Oh, the first one is The Educators. Like that. And No Country for Old Men. And just hold on a sec. Let me see here. Okay, Goodbye Lenin. 3 good movies that I like. Two of them are German movies, and one in the middle, No Country for Old Men, it's suspense. It's American movie, it's suspense. I like these 3. But of course, there's this popular movie called The Interstellar that I think you're gonna enjoy a lot, especially Diane, because she said that she likes this kind of movie. Enjoy.
It's me.
Yes, it's you.
In my case, I don't have the best movie of the time, but I like the movies that were based on books. I like to compare them, I really like the movie The Girl Stole the Books. I mean, I like the movie because it just feel feelings, same books. Transmitiu a mesma coisa que o livro for me. And I recently watched the animation Viva la Vida. I like it. I love the show.
In my case, I love every Christopher Nolan film because as Interstellar is an example that movies that Christopher Nolan did. Another one is Inception, because why I like it, because blow my mind. I love it. Everybody has an interpretation about that movie, Inception, and I like to end a movie with a question in my mind, so I like it. Another one is I don't know in English. I don't remember the name in English, but in Portuguese is A Ilha do Medo. I love it. That's it. Let me see the question number. Question number 5. If you were a film director, what kind of movie would you like to make? Breno, can you answer the question, please?
I had the experience to be a film director, by the way, and the movies I'd like to do, they are normally documentaries. because I know to reproduce the reality of something in my own point of view. Of course, uh, you cannot do that 100% always because you are limited to your visual, your sound, and the tools that the movie gives you. But in the other hand, you also have some tools um, that they are too much deep than that. For example, you can make people feel something that you intend to them to feel, you know. So it's fun. It's interesting. So documentaries in general, yeah, that's my answer. Yeah, about you, Diane.
In my case, I would create movies related to science fiction, this kind of stuff, simulating like life outside Earth or travel, space travel or something like that, because I really like this kind of movie. And that's it. How about you, Lari?
Hi guys, I'm not creative, but I would make the movie about history, history from the past. I like to add the past history of places, some things. That's it. And you, Valkyria.
For sure. Super-herói, I don't know in English. Super-herói movies. I love Marvel because I believe super-heróis, I don't know in English. And amazing. And you, Andrea?
Sorry, I really don't know. Maybe I will make some film about, I don't know, some real fact, like documentaries, like Breno said. Yeah, I think so. And you, Deborah?
I would like to do a film about a documentary film because essentially about history context as um, as 11 de setembro and things like that. I love to watching movies about documentary, essentially about history, about the past, and yeah, maybe documentary. Uh, yeah, let me see the question number 7. 6. Do you think that there are any topics that there should be more movies about? Uh, Valkyria, can you answer this question, please?
Yes. I don't think movies today are very diverse. Today, the films take about various subjects. That's it. And you, Diane?
Well, in my case, as I said before, I really like these movies that involve science and technology and also fiction. So I would like that would be created more movies about time travel, because it's really complex to create this kind of movies because you have to create a logic line, in the whole movie, and it's very complex to think about every detail. So I think that we have some movies about this time travel, but not so much movies that details the whole experience, the whole travel. So that's it. How about you, Deborah?
Uh, uh, Maybe for me, movies about um, as nowadays we gonna start a new word as is metaverse. And I think that if I could do a move, it was about metaverse, for learning more about it and um, stay out of my mind, put off my mind some prejudice about this topic. Let me choose someone else. Larissa?
Yes, it's me. I think there should be more movies about how things come about, like vaccines, scientific things, you know. We know about today, but we don't know the origin, the things. Who was responsible, the things scientificals. That's it.
Andrea?
Sorry.
Guys, I really love as music, and I think I would like to know more about this. For example, the life of the people behind the fame. We can see only the fame. We know about the famous life, but I would like to know about the opposite. I think it could be interesting.
I agree with you, Andrea. It's interesting to know about people that doing other people gaining fame, for example.
Yeah.
Be popular. It's interesting because they work more than the famous. I agree. Let's see the question number. Let me see the question number. 7. Do you think there should be more movies made in your country? I will start to answer this question. I think so. In Brazil, has so many movies, but it's not so good, especially nowadays, because they doing movies about influencers and things like that. I don't like it. I prefer watching movies about as Tropa de Elite, as Auto da Compadecida, movies about that, not about influencers, biography. It's interesting know about how they achieve that fame and things like that. But I prefer movies about our reality, that movies that talk about, for example, not just about Rio de Janeiro, but maybe another other states, for example, Bahia, Minas, and that's it. And you, Andrea?
Yes, I agree. But I think we have many films, many good films in Brazil, and I think it's been improving. But I think it could be better. We could produce more films. And you, Valkyria?
Of course. And I think so in Brazil could make more movies invest And morar em movies Brazil, can I was the capacity for it. And you, Diane?
I agree with you. I think that Deborah said that the movies should have a broader approach. And I agree. I think that we have some movies in Brazil that reinforce the stereotype that we have here, for example, about Rio de Janeiro, about the violence, about the carnival, about the woman in Brazil, or football, or things like that. That is the stereotype in Brazil. And I think that the movies, we should have more movies talking about other kind of things in Brazil, like Deborah said, about other states, about other cities, about different rituals and different cultures that exist in Brazil, in different parts of Brazil, things like that. So I think that's it. Everybody answered, right? It's missing someone.
Larissa.
Yes, I agree with you guys. I think there should be more investments in this sector in Brazil and more production to be valued. To need to be proud of other things on Brazil. I agree with you.
Great. The question number 8. Yes. What is the longest film you've ever seen? How many hours was it? Maybe for me it was Harry Potter. I don't remember which hours, but maybe 3-4 hours, and it was so long because I slept between the movie. And you, Larissa?
In my case, I already watched The Half of Wall Street, O Lobo de Wall Street. This movie has 3 hours, but I like it, this movie, and I didn't even feel the time pass. But I already watched Interstellar, and I took 3 days for finish it because I don't like it, this movie. I don't like this movie. Yeah. And you, Andrea?
I saw Titanic and The Irishman. I think it was about 30 hours and a half. It's too long, but it's good. And you, Diane?
For me, it's the same. As Larissa said, Interstellar is the longest movie I've seen. It lasts, I think that is almost 3 hours or something like that. And the other one is 2001, A Space Odyssey, I don't know how to pronounce, but is 2001 Odisseia no Espaço. It's also about science and fictions, and it's 2 hours and a half, if I'm not wrong. So it's very long, but it's these two ones. How about you, Valkyria?
Let me see. I think it was Avatar. I believe it was about 3 hours of film, but I like movie. It is movie amazing movie. That's it.
Yeah. As Diane and Larissa said, Interstellar was the longest film that I watched. Wake up, right? Because Harry Potter, I slept throughout the movie, so it's not the right to count with it. Let me choose the last question. the question number 9. If someone were to make a movie about your life, what would you want included? Include at least 3 points. Diane, please.
This is a hard question. I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. I think that they would need to include maybe my effort in this studying thing, because since I was younger, I always liked to study like for the vestibular, and also nowadays in this language studying. And the second part probably would be about my relationship, because I've been in a relationship for many years, and I think that this is an important part of my life. And the third point, I don't know, maybe I really don't know. It's hard. Maybe about my, I really don't know. It's hard. Maybe about my family or something like that, because they are very small, and this is not so common. I think here in Brazil, at least my friends has a big family, and my family is small and they don't have so many traditions, so maybe this is a point to include in the movie, but it's really hard to answer this one. And how about you, Andrea?
My God, I was thinking, but I don't know. It's a hard question. Maybe I will put, I don't know, my honesty. I like to, I work hard to achieve my goals. What else? And I am a girl with 45 years old, but my mind, it's about 30 years. I like shows, this kind of things. How can I say? Eu não envelheci ainda. And you, Larissa?
In my case, I would like to have about my dreams, my efforts on studies, the same Diane, and my relationship with my grandmother. I love her, and my grandmother is very important for me. I like it. And you, Valkyria?
Oh my God. And so difícil question for me. Let me see. So I think number 1, my family and my friends. Number 2, how can I say? Força, minha força. I don't know in English. And number 3, my desire to speak English better. That's it. And you, Deborah?
In my case, the first one is my determination, because every day I fight to achieve my goals, especially in my university. It was a war every day there. Let me see. As Diane, my family is not so big. I'm a single daughter, and maybe talk about be a single daughter and how my family treat me during all my life. And the last one is it's difficult to think. Maybe maybe how I deal with my friends, how I deal with other people. Maybe that's it. Guys, the time is over. I would like to ask for Valkyria, how was the conversation for you?
Thank you. Pleasure for me.
Did you like it? how was this experience with the first time here on TNT?
I am crazy. I confused. I am very, very anxious and nervous because today my first immersion. I confuse and I believe improving my English. And I believe I try every day. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, teacher. Pleasure for me today here.
It was a pleasure for me to see here today. I hope you, girls, every girl here, to be here with me next Saturday.
Yes,
So,
I
so
am here.
So, girls, time is over. A great weekend for you, and see you the next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys. Thank you, Deborah.